Even after penning 11 influential books and receiving a cascade of awards, Maya Angelou found herself haunted by a lingering thought. Maybe, just maybe, she wasn't truly deserving. A doubt that crept in quietly, yet never fully left. She wasn't alone in this. Albert Einstein, the very icon of genius, once confessed that he saw himself as an involuntary swindler, as if somehow he deceived the world into overestimating his work. Now, achievements like Angelou's and Einstein's are extraordinary, no doubt, but the nagging sense that we're not good enough, that's far from rare. It's practically universal. So why do so many of us, no matter how capable or accomplished, feel like frauds? Psychologist Pauline Rose Clance was the first to seriously explore this paradox. In her therapy sessions with high-achieving college students, a striking pattern emerged. These students, despite boasting stellar grades, privately feared they didn't actually belong at their universities. Some even suspected they'd slipped through the admissions cracks by mistake. Clance recognized their fears as irrational, but deeply relatable, because she had felt the same way herself during graduate school. She named this experience the imposter phenomenon, though it's also known as the imposter experience, or more commonly, imposter syndrome. Teaming up with fellow psychologist Suzanne Imes, Clance dug deeper. Their early research focused on high-performing women in academia and revealed something staggering. Feeling like a fraud wasn't a quirk of a few. It was a widespread shared experience, and subsequent studies have confirmed this across every imaginable demographic. Men, women, young, old, across cultures, careers, and races. Though it tends to hit marginalized or underrepresented groups especially hard, no one is truly immune. Calling it a syndrome might even mislead us. It's not a mental illness or defect. It isn't necessarily a sign of low self-esteem, depression, or anxiety. It's something much more human, more nuanced. Often, imposter feelings stem from a skewed perspective. Those who are truly skilled tend to assume others must be just as capable, if not more. This warped lens makes their own accomplishments seem less impressive, less worthy of recognition. And as Einstein and Angelou proved, even monumental success can't always quiet that inner voice of doubt. But here's the kicker. Imposter syndrome isn't just reserved for the exceptionally gifted. Thanks to something called pluralistic ignorance, we tend to believe we're alone in our self-doubt. Everyone else seems confident, competent, collected, while we're quietly second-guessing ourselves. We don't see their internal struggles, only their polished exteriors, and assume we're the odd one out. This illusion feeds the monster. It keeps people silent. It stops them from sharing ideas, applying for dream jobs, speaking up, or even acknowledging their wins. What's the antidote? Turns out one of the most powerful remedies is simple, but not always easy. Talk about it. The fear is, of course, that admitting these doubts will somehow confirm them. What if I ask for feedback and it turns out I really am a fraud? But ironically, opening up often has the opposite effect. Hearing that your mentor or peer has felt the same way can be a balm to the soul. It normalizes the experience. It breaks the illusion. Even just learning that imposter syndrome is a real, named phenomenon can be liberating. Once recognized, it becomes easier to counter. Some people collect kind emails, notes, compliments, and keep them in a brag file to revisit when doubt strikes. Others adopt more analytical methods, like the scientist who, tired of blaming herself for every lab mishap, started documenting every problem. In time, the records showed that most issues stemmed from faulty equipment, not personal error. Slowly, she began to trust in her own competence again. These feelings may never vanish entirely, but that's okay. What matters is learning to live with them without letting them steer the wheel. When we bring imposter thoughts into the light, we disarm their power. So remember this and hold it close. You are not alone in these feelings. You are not an accident. You are not a fraud. You are skilled. You are worthy. You belong.